Welcome to Confessions of a Godly Wife. I'm Eunice, and I'm your spiritual midwife and coach. And I help wives find joy in the midst of broken marriages. I want to welcome you back today to this new series entitled The Real Wonder Woman. If you've been married for any amount of time, I'm sure there comes a moment when you as a woman realize that you cannot stay passive. There's a moment when love becomes responsibility, and that responsibility may become a burden, but you can turn that burden into a battle. And that's the moment that you have, as a wife, become the warrior. When we think about Wonder Woman, sometimes we really think about the battles that she faces, but she is trained to fight. She is prepared to defend, and she's always willing to stand whenever danger appears. But really, what makes her more powerful is not that she knows how to fight, but it's that she understands some things are really worth fighting for. And that same reality exists for a warrior wife. See, Wonder Woman fights physical battles. She confronts visible enemies, visible danger, and even visible opposition. Her battles are obvious. But a warrior wife fights spiritual battles, battles over her marriage, her family, her peace, her purpose, and sometimes even her own mind. The difference is many of her battles cannot be seen with the natural eye. And this is a lot of times where we as wives struggle because we keep trying to handle spiritual battles in the natural. We respond emotionally, mentally, or relationally, and we don't realize there's something deeper happening beneath the surface. Because the truth is, battles, there are a lot of battles that conversations just cannot fix. Some battles require prayer, some battles require discernment, and some battles require spiritual resistance. And the moment that you recognize that, something inside of you will shift. Because then you stop seeing yourself as just a woman trying to survive. And you begin to understand that you are a warrior and you're called to stand in that. The Bible tells us in Ephesians 5, 6, and 12 that we wrestle not against flesh and blood. That means the real battle is often not the person, it's not the situation, it's not what you can see. There are spiritual forces influencing natural things. And if you only try to fight in the natural, you will become exhausted because you are fighting the wrong way. This is the moment when the wife becomes the warrior. It's not when she becomes angry, it's not when she becomes controlling, but it's when she becomes aware. Aware that her family has value, aware that her marriage has a purpose, and aware that God established and it must be protected. And once that awareness comes, she cannot remain passive because warriors understand something that passive people do not understand. And that's this: if you don't fight for what is sacred, something else will try to claim it. So today, I want you to ask yourself this question: what battles have I been trying to fight in the natural that require a spiritual response? Because once you recognize the real battlefield, you stop wasting energy fighting the wrong enemy. And I want you to understand this clearly. Becoming a warrior does not mean becoming hard, but it means becoming aware, aware of what matters, aware of everything that's at stake, aware of the authority and the responsibility that you carry as a wife. Because there does come a moment. when you realize you were never meant to sit on the sidelines of your own battle. But here's the truth: not everyone becomes a warrior overnight. As a matter of fact, no one becomes a warrior overnight. That ability to stand in battle, to pray when there's pressure, to discern spiritually, and to keep fighting when things get hard, none of that happens accidentally, because every warrior has to be trained. And before Wonder Woman ever stepped into the battlefield, she went through preparation, she went through discipline and development. And that same thing holds true for you as a warrior wife. So, in the next episode, we're going to talk about the process that develops the warrior. We're going to talk about how to be trained for battle. Now, I hope this episode was a blessing. And as I close out, I want to remind you again that we are going on a journey, because Wonder Woman is more than just a symbol. She represents identity, truth, and purpose. And in this series, we're going to uncover what it truly means to walk as a warrior wife, to be aligned, equipped, and unshaken in who God has called you to be. And this journey is more than what you do, it's really about who you are. Because before the armor, there has to be alignment. And that is the foundation of my new book, Aligned, A Journey of Self-Love. We just had an amazing workshop earlier this month with a group of over 30 phenomenal women who are on a journey to discover and to love themselves the way they deserve to be loved. The workshop was the very first in a series called Journey of You. If you want to know more about that book or about the upcoming workshops, just comment self love and I'll make sure to get you the details. Now, if you're ready to grow, to heal, and to fully step into your identity, make sure that you subscribe, share this channel with another woman, and stay connected for what's coming next.